Hello YouTube Collective, welcome. So I'm going to do a general reading. It's going to be a version of the fully loaded reading that I offer at £50. So it's going to be a collective general reading. If you're new here, I'm Richard, aka the Urban Warlock of Urban Warlock Healing. I'm a divination tarot reader. Okay, there's actually not many of us about these days, believe it or not. Most of what you will see and know is intuitive tarot reading, so it's slightly different. We do spreads when it's divination, it's about predicting the future. So just to remind you, as we're doing divination tarot is designed to say on your current path, this is the most likely outcome. A couple of fixed cards in there, by that I mean the universe says it's got to happen, no way around it, but for the most part it's not. So in the event anything comes up, we don't like the sound of it, we can change it, okay? We're autonomous human beings, we have free will and choice. Now, little caveat on that, probably will still play out the way the cards say it's going to. Reason being, it's got to do something, say something, change something, shift something. It's uncomfortable, it might mean upsetting yourself, it might mean upsetting other people. Now, I'm what's known as an activator reader. I'm here to tell you can, you should, and you must if you want the best life moving forwards. Authenticity here, baby. Yeah, and it means changing something, shifting something, cutting somebody out. It means upsetting people. Might mean upsetting yourself. Okay, but that's what you got to do. You know, most of what you know about yourself is a lie. It's been programmed into you by other people. It's about breaking free of that and saying, what do I think? Is that what I've been told? Or is that what I think? Okay, so it's going to be 3 longer spreads. I'm going to do present, 6 months, 12 months, because these are, you know, believe it or not, I think people are more familiar, obviously, with past, present, future readings. But with my readings, it tends to be more present and future. The present spread will have already, some of it will have already happened. Some will be in play now. Some might be coming out a week or so. So it normally kind of touches on what's already happened slightly, just to kind of gauge which area of this of your life you're looking at. And if you are getting a private reading, private readings are available in my link tree. Yeah, you can be more directed with this type of tarot. So you can say I want to focus on love, career, wealth, etc. Okay, just bear in mind I don't do health, pregnancy, financial, legal advice, and no reader should. Okay, right. So present spread. And then we'll start moving forwards from there. Okay, so let's have a look. Uno, dos, tres. Right. Okay. So interesting. So I'll show the cards as we go through, but I'm just going to kind of go through it. So we've got the King and the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles in the upright. King of Pentacles in the reverse. So first off, because we've got court cards can be an energy within ourselves, can be the energy of somebody else around us. King's a masculine energy, Queen's a feminine energy. Remember, we talk about energy, not gender. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles, first off, I'm going to say this is you, the collective. She's kind, caring, loving, devoted. She's cradling the pentacle like a baby. The problem is that can indicate kind of people-pleasing tendencies sometimes. Okay, because you're kind of nurturing what other people want. Now, we've then got the King of Pentacles in the reverse, so King's masculine energy. Now, the King of Pentacles upright, he's kind of very much, I'm here for you, I'm support you. He likes to know where he's going, how he's getting there, who's going to be there, what's cracking off, bit of money in the bank, and then he's going to look after you. It's in the reverse position, so with the Kings, we're talking about masculine energy. So in the reverse, it's toxic masculine energy. I don't want you to freak out about that word because it can range. The King of Pentacles in the reverse tends to be miserly, greedy, selfish, just thinks about himself, or hides away, hermits, okay? Ace of Swords. Swords are where we think words we use. Ace is bringing in new energy, not starting something new. So this is about going, right, long term, I need to change my mindset on this situation, right? Doesn't have to be love. I know that we've got a King and Queen there, but it doesn't have to be love. We'll see how it goes. Right, let's continue. Knight of Wands. Nine of Wands. Six of Swords in the reverse. Right, so Knights, well, one's fire action. Knights don't have the knowledge or experience of the kings and the queens, more so than the pages. Now, this knight's rushing in to take action. Okay, I'm not sure. I kind of don't feel like that's yourself, but I'm just trying to kind of work out the narrative of the story here. So I'm going to continue. 9 of Wands. 9's reflection cards. We call this guy the Wounded Warrior. See all the chap there, bandage on the head, one on each arm. This guy's been through the ringer. This guy's been to hell and back, and he's looking back and he's going, do you know what? I might be beaten, blooded, battered and bruised. However, I'm still standing. Now, it's in those moments, if you play your cards right, excuse the pun, that is how you step into your power, because you start realising how strong you are. Now, it's not about reliving your trauma. It's about flick-booking situations. Got through that, that was hell. Got through that, don't know how I made it through that. And you start going, Christ, you know, after everything that's tried to pull me down, I'm still standing, okay? We then got the 6 of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so this is about going in a new direction, going on to calmer waters. Now, in the upright position, there is some sorrow attached to it, hence why we've got the figure there, cloak with the head down. It's in the reverse position. Sod this, sod them, sod that, I'm off, I'm out of it. What it feels like is that this collective was, I do feel like the King and the Queen of Pentacles was a love connection, okay? I feel like that you were nurturing somebody else, they were quite selfish. You started to go, I've got to change my mindset on this. And then a Knight of Wands has come in. Now, I don't think it's necessarily a love interest, but I feel like somebody's come in with this kind of exciting, fast-paced energy, and that's made you realise, you know what, I'm sat here with this greedy King of Pentacles, and I'm stronger than this. I've been through so much. So that's when the mindset shit, right, I'm going, I'm done, right? Let's continue. Right, 10 of Wands in the reverse, Devil card, 7 of Swords. Right, so 10 of Wands in the reverse, 1's fire action, 10's completion card. So this is a release card. You're the chap there carrying the Bale of Wands back to that village in the background. When he gets there, he's going to drop it like a sack of shit and say, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm done, I'm out. It's in the reverse position. So there's a desire to move on. So we're trying to do the Wounded Warrior energy, but he's still holding on to something. Okay, what that is the Devil card. So the Devil card for me talks about either leaning on toxic crutches and vices, or being chained to some kind of toxic karmic energy. Okay, we've got the Adam and Eve figure from the Lovers card. They're chained to the devil. Now the problem is we're kind of stuck there and we can't see a way out. Okay, that is then feeding into the 7 of Swords. Okay, so standard tarot book version of this card talks about sneaky deceptive behaviour going off in the background. He's stealing the swords, he's running off, he's worried about getting caught out. I'm going to go for imposter syndrome. I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I can't do it, right? So it's almost like we've done the 9 of Wands, but we've then not taken it to the next step, which is about stepping into King or Queen energy. Okay, on your case, it's Queen energy, Queen of Wands. Knowing your worth and value, not chasing, attracting. Okay, let's continue. Fool in the reverse, 2 of Swords in the reverse, 8 of Swords. Right, okay, so the Fool is the very first card in the tarot deck. The Fool isn't a fool. The Fool is called a fool because he gets his bag, little bumpy dog goes off wandering. Call it a leap of faith card. It's about starting a brand new cycle. So there's a desire to take this leap of faith in this new direction, but we're holding back. And it's because of that imposter syndrome and the devil energy, and they're kind of feeding into each other. 2 of Swords in the reverse. So this is a bit more positive. We've got the lady there, cross swords, decisions, left path, right path, stick or twist. Problem is in the upright, she's got blindfold on, okay? Not seeing the situation as it really is. Now it's in the reverse position, so you take the blindfold off. Right, let's take the blindfold off to this situation, but you don't like what you see. So you then go into the 8 of Swords. So you're the lady there, bound and blindfolded. Might just about notice you can't see her arms. Can't see her arms because they're behind her back. She's holding onto a rope, she's holding onto a rope because you don't want to take the blindfold off. Self-imposed restriction. That's falling on top of the 7 of Swords. It's because of that imposter syndrome. Let's continue. Hermit card. Hierophant in the reverse. Right, so the Hermit card for me is a positive card in the upright. It talks about periods of withdrawal and reflection. What's gone right, what's gone wrong, what direction we're going in next. You'll also notice the Hermit's shining a lamp, so it talks about what I call going into the dark side, shining a light on the demons, the trauma, the situation at hand, and ideally coming out the other side stronger. We then got the Hierophant in the reverse. So the Hierophant's one of the Divine Masculines. He's Divine Masculine on a more spiritual based level. Relates to my star sign of Taurus, sticking to some kind of tradition. So in the reverse position, it's about breaking away from that. And that's what I'm hoping this is. Because the other way we go is going on a journey of self-discovery. Who am I? What am I? What's my purpose? What's my role? Avoiding doing that, okay? We shall see. Just give myself a bit more. Right, we then got the King of Wands. Wands fire action, King's masculine energy. So the King of Wands is in his masculine power, okay? Good ruler, good leader, not afraid of fight, not afraid of change. Now, I feel like that has something to do with your masculine energies. I could be wrong. Two of Wands in the reverse. So this is about making a plan moving forwards. Chap there, globe in his hand, surveying the scenery. So he knows what he wants, is now making a plan of how to get there. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, because if it's a good thing, it means we're holding off on making plans because we're stepping into that King of Wands energy. Because the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles in the reverse could be just within you, your masculine and feminine energies. Right, overall outcome card. Four of Wands in the reverse. So, upright position, we call this the 11-11 card, make a wish, okay? Quite a complex card. This is going to talk about engagement, marriage, happy home, happy community, celebration. The easiest way I describe this card is, whereas the Magician's the manifestation card, so we're magicking something in, this is tangible goals and dreams that we can work towards. So it's in the reverse position. I think that you've stepped into your King of Wands energy and you've decided that whatever this plan was originally, with the King of Pentacles, you didn't, you realised that you didn't want that, but it feels like, you want, I'm going to say the Knight of Wands was you, okay, because I think that's already happened, and there was this desire to rush forward. Right, I'm going to make the change, I'm going to do the reflection, I'm checking out, I can't release it, because this devil energy, imposter syndrome is kicking in. I want to push forwards. I'm seeing the situation as it is, but I'm restricting myself. So we've gone into hermit mode, shone a lot of light on the situation, breaking this cycle, breaking this pattern, stepping into my King of Wands so I can take action on the situation, putting pause on plans moving forwards, because I don't want this Four of Wands anymore, okay? It's not my dream anymore. Obstacles or blockages. Hanged Man in the reverse. Right, so the Hanged Man is also a leap of faith card for me, because we're stuck with a decision. Left path, right path, stick or twist. Problem is, looking for guarantees. Life don't work like that. If I stay, I want guarantees everything's going to work out. If I leave, I want guarantees everything's going to work out. I say life doesn't work like that. You've got to take that leap of faith. So the Hanged Man in the upright position was stuck there having a shift in perspective, okay? Reverse position, sod it, I'm going for it, which is what you're being asked to do, or wait. Removing any blockages. Two of Cups in the reverse. Cups, water, emotions. Upright position, this is my favourite card. I'm a Taurus, I'm ruled by Venus, I love love. This Divine Counterparts card, they're getting married. Reverse position, fallout, friction, separation. Okay, so I'm going to go the way that I've just mentioned there. I mean, the only other way I can go really is that you're with, or you were with, up until recently, a King of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody's coming who's new, fresh and exciting. You kind of do the work, go into the reflection mode, break away from this tradition, which is with the King of Pentacles, somebody that you've said you're going to be committed to, and then you're choosing the King of Wands, plans get on hold, exiting stage left, or at least that's what you've been advised to do, right? So let's go on to spread 2, which is going to be based within the next 6 months. I tend to find this goes chronological outcome cards closer towards the 6 month mark. I'll try and put the cards a bit further up the desk so I've got a bit more room. Let's have a look. Oh no. Right, 8 of Cups in the reverse, 3 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Right, so Cups, water, emotions. So you're the figure there walking away, leaving the 8 Cups behind, disconnecting from something on an emotional level that no longer serves you. It's in the reverse position. You're holding on to something that needs letting go of, okay? 3 of Swords. Okay, so we call this the heartbreak card for obvious reasons. Although it's the heartbreak card, it is swords. So it's often something from the past that you're still holding on to, okay? It can sometimes indicate third party dynamic as well, but I'm not sure yet. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, so 10's completion card. So upright position, we call this a retirement card because it's coins. It's when we put a lot of effort in something, we get to the end, we get to enjoy the fruits of our labour. Reverse position is when we put a lot of effort in, we realise we wasted our time. I want to go more and more left field version of this card though, so it's going to be a bit hard to see, but you start with the dogs, kid, adults, old man there. They're behind the castle walls. Because they're behind the castle walls, they're in a sense of security. Reverse position, sense of insecurity. Okay, let's continue. Judgment in the reverse. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Justice in the reverse. Right, not looking great, is it? So Judgment talks obviously about either internal or external judgment. I think this is internal. It's in the reverse position, not judging yourself worthy of more. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So the Wheel of Fortune for me talks about either the energy around us or the way we're thinking about things, and I feel it's a little bit both. So I feel like because you've got into a bit of a negative self-loathing attitude and mindset, it's then feeding into the energy around you. Remember, you are the creator, you create your own reality, and if you're in this energy of nothing ever works out for you, well, guess what? Nothing's ever going to work out for you. It might seem tough, it might seem hard, but you've got to start instilling this positive mindset. Okay, it's not about toxic positivity and just telling yourself stuff's great when it's not. It's about instilling that if I have a steely mindset, if I know that good things are happening and are coming in, that's when it happens, okay? Justice card in the reverse, nice and simple. You're just not giving yourself the justice you deserve, okay? Right, let's continue. Seven of Cups in the reverse, Five of Cups, Three of Wands in the reverse. Right, there's a lot of stagnation. This collective, unfortunately, has got a lot of work to do, right? So Seven of Cups, so you're the shadowy figure there, big cloud out of the cloud, Seven Cups. Out of every cup there's something different. It talks about an abundance of opportunities on an emotional level. It can talk about your manifestations and your wish fulfillments where you're blocking it. You're blocking it because you've got into this Debbie Down and negative headspin. Alright, Five of Cups. So you're the figure there, in black, you're in black because you're mourning or grieving the three cups that have fallen over, not seeing the two full ones behind him. Stuck in grieving mode. Now, we need to turn this round, okay? It's not a fixed card. It's okay to be angry, sad, pissed off, annoyed. Something's not worked out, somebody's not with us anymore, some opportunity's gone, but it's about realising there will be better times ahead, okay? Three of Wands in the reverse. So this is about going in a new direction. You're the chap there, turned your back on the past, about to take your first steps out into the great unknown. It's in the reverse position. There's still a desire to go forward, but we're holding off, okay? Let's continue. Empress in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, Magician in the reverse. Blimey, right, so the Empress in the upright position is what we call the Divine Feminine. She's like the Queens, but she's combined. She knows her worth and value, she doesn't chase, she attracts. You want this, you come and get it, but you turn up right. No pages, no knights. Upright Kings often might do, provided it can step into Emperor mode. Reverse position, toxic feminine energy. Backing down, rolling over, not knowing your self-worth and value. So, how do I explain getting into your feminine energy, into your feminine power? This is the best way I can describe it, okay? So, it's about knowing your worth and value in any given situation. Okay, so I'm going to use myself as an example, right? So, when it comes to love, I accept my good points, my bad points, and my cringe points. Okay, so some of my good points. I give unconditional love. What does that mean? Well, if somebody stuck a gun to my head and said, right, I'm either popping you or your partner, I'd, without hesitation, say me. Okay? I'm sure a lot of people would say that they'd agree with that, but in that situation, I'm sure most people would hesitate. I think that's a good point. Some people say you shouldn't unconditionally love your partner. Well, when I fall in love, that's what I do. I have other good qualities as well. I like to get my partner flowers on a Friday. Now, we all have bad qualities, and we do, and it's about accepting it. So if you have a bad quality that you want to change, you change it, but for you, nobody else. Okay, so I'm a chronic vapor. I know that really I ought to quit, but I'm not ready yet, okay? We have bad qualities that we can't change, so I'm autistic. So tarot for me is my job, it's my passion, it's my hobby. And if my partner was a full-time professional reader like me, I probably wouldn't be able to handle it because my mum would be like, no, this is my train set, okay? Now that's a bad quality and I understand and get that, but I can't change it because it's the way my brain's wired. we all have cringe points. Now it's the cringe points that holds us back. Okay. I was chronic for years and years and years with oh, cringe, Now I just don't care, because I have this attitude of like, you love me, you hate me, I don't give a shit. If you don't like me, why are you sniffing around? Just fuck off, If you do like me, then show me respect. Come forwards with proper offers. Okay, you instill that, you sit back, you don't chase, you attract. Now, as I always say, if you're feminine energy, sometimes you have to flash a bit of ankle to get the masculine's attention, if it's love-based, but you don't chase, okay? So, yeah, a lot of work here to do for this collective. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So Knight's forward motion. This Knight's about an offer, he's offering the Pentacle. I'm going to say this is you. You're stagnating now, okay? In life, stagnation is the worst thing you can do. You're going to try and manifest it, Magician in the reverse, and the universe is like, no, because this is a human-based experience, okay? You cannot start bringing in your manifestations until you've broken your karmic cycles and stepped into that power. It's as simple as that, right? Let's continue. Seven of Pentacles, Queen of Cups in the reverse. Right, so we're going into a bit of denial. So this is a bit of a false card for me, a folly card. So you're the chap in the garden looking over the fruits or flowers, not ready for harvest yet, needs to get to 10. Upright position, it's going in the right direction. It's got an air of, well, I've tried to manifest it, I don't want to do this hard work. So, in the grand scheme of things, I'm doing all right. Settle in, okay? Settle in. Queen of Cups in the reverse, so we're now emotionally upset, we're all wobbly, anxious, etc. Page of Wands in the reverse, Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So Page of Wands, upright position, about getting out there, dipping your toe in the water, giving things a try, more youthful energy. Reverse position, not doing that. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So upright position, this is about financial energetic balance. He's giving money out to the poor, he's got the scales in his other hand. Now normally, when this is in the reverse position, it talks about one party's doing all the giving, one's doing all the taking. There aren't any other characters here as far as I can see, because this is more about you and trying to process this stuff from the past, stepping into your worth and value, judging yourself worthy of more, and getting out of imposter syndrome. So I feel like you're energetically chasing, which you shouldn't be because you're feminine energy by the looks of this, opportunities, people, etc. Okay, overall outcome card, Hierophant. So I'm going to go again. We've gone back to this traditional way of, from the look of it, kind of questioning, doubting, self-loathing. Okay. Big changes needed. I'm not going to lie to you. If this resonates with you, I'm going to say you're probably going to need some additional help other than a tarot reading, to be honest with you. Therapy, counselling, cognitive behavioural therapy, NLP, whatever. And don't be afraid to go and get it. Yes, it can take time. Been through it several times myself. But when you come out the other side, you'll be so much stronger and confident. If you don't, you're just going to waste your life. Okay? Obstacles or blockages. Six of Swords in the upright, so it feels like, because there's some sorrow attached to it in this, it's almost like mentally giving up and kind of going, well, I had these hopes, dreams, aspirations, but I suppose it's going to mean a lot of hard work, so I'm going to give up. I'm sad about it, but I'm going that way now. Removing any blockages. King of Pentacles. So in the upright position, right? Okay, I'm just. Right, so this could be the masculine energies within you, which talks about, right, you need to ground yourself. Okay, you need to ground and steady yourself. I do wonder if you have a King of Pentacles in your energy. I'm wondering if the King of Pentacles is somebody else. It's got a little bit of an air of potentially you're seeing them as greedy and wanting everything their way, but because you've not. Well, originally you were seeing them as that way, but as things have gone through it, I think that you end up realising they're actually a King of Wands, and that's intimidating for you, okay? This person is a King of Pentacles as well, if we're going for somebody else, but the King of Pentacles isn't anybody to be fearful of, you know what I mean? Like I said, for me, King and Queen of Pentacles are the mum and dad of the tarot, Unless you've got a terrifying father, of course. Right, so yeah, not looking great at all. The good news is we've got no fixed cards there, but this is going to take a massive mindset shift. I'm not going to lie to you, right? So let's go on to the final spread. So this is going to be between month 6 and 12. so last knock and shuffle. Right. Oh no. Okay. So what did we end on? I can't remember what we ended on there. Right, anyway, something's happened. I can't remember what card we ended on there. So we got the Justice card, so it can mean legal justice. 9 times out of 10 it doesn't. It means are we getting the justice we deserve. 8 of Cups. So again, you're the figure there. You're now disconnecting from something on an emotional level that no longer serves you. Knight of Pentacles. So I'm going to say this is you starting to move forwards and giving yourself an opportunity, okay? And with Knights, they don't have all the knowledge or experience, okay? But it's about taking a bit of a risk, okay? Let's continue. 3 of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. 5 of Cups in the reverse. So what was the last card we ended on? I can't remember. Bloody hell. I should have paid attention. Right, 3 of Wands. So this is about going in a new direction. So you're finally turning your back on the past, starting to push forwards. Wheel of Fortune, that's going to have a shift in the energy. And I'm going to say energy rather than mindset. It could be the mindset. It could be the mindset, actually. Because when they've got the 5 of Cups in the reverse. So we're flipping it, right? Okay to be angry, sad, pissed off, annoyed, something's not worked out. But realising now that there are going to be better times ahead. 3 of Swords in the reverse. Page of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. Right, so doing that release. Finally doing that release from the past, okay? Giving yourself a little bit of an opportunity. Page of Pentacles. So again, it's about an offer. Page of offers are tiny. So the Knight of Pentacles is about you starting to move forwards. Yeah. Desire to move forward, starting to move forward, shifting energy, realising there's going to be better times ahead, releasing the past, giving yourself a little bit of an opportunity, and that's then going to unlock the 7 of Cups. Abundance of opportunities on an emotional level can be your manifestations and your wish fulfillments. Let's continue. 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, Judgment. Blimey, right, what a shift, what a shift. I'll watch this back and I'll go, fucking hell, Richard, what? Remember that bloody card. Right, so 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm going to say achieving something, realising that all this work that you're putting in here is going to lead to abundance. It's going to lead to a sense of security. 6 of Cups, finding some emotional balance, equal give and take. We've got one character giving the other cup of flowers. And then Judgment, finally judging yourself worthy of more. Okay, right, so let's go. Magician. 2 of Swords. Right, so the Magician, again, manifestation card. So you're going to be given the opportunity to manifest. Now with the 2 of Swords there, I don't really want to say necessarily that you're burying your head in the sand. I feel it's more that something might be being veiled from you, okay? Because it's almost like with the Magician, it's like, well, no, we're not going to give all the answers that it's coming in straight away, because this is a test. So it's great that we've managed to somehow flip this round. But you're still going to get challenged and tested along the way. Let's continue. Empress. Strength in the reverse. So the Empress stepping into that divine feminine energy at last, right? Strength in the reverse. In this case, I'm going to say releasing some pride. Okay, I feel like the pride must have kicked in at some point. Yeah, overall outcome card. King of Swords in the reverse. Right, okay, interesting. So swords there where we think words we use, King's masculine energy. King of Swords in the upright position is how I describe my reading style. Blunt, direct, to the point, here to tell you what you need to, not what you want here. Reverse position, toxic masculine energy. I feel like this is someone else or an environment, okay? Narcissistic control, putting you down, nasty words, etc. Obstacles or blockages. Emperor. Right, so the Emperor's the divine masculine. Right, so it could be that you're seeing somebody as your divine counterpart and they're not. They're a King of Swords in the reverse, okay? Removing any blockages. 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. So, upright position, this is about long-term investment. Okay, it's saying don't change your mind on that, right? So the King of Swords, I feel, has to be somebody else. It's almost like you go through this process, you step in this, and it's this classic one of once you get into that divine energy, it's going to trigger other people. Okay, yeah, and it's going to trigger some kind of narcissistic response in somebody. I don't think it's yourself. I mean, it could be the masculine energies within you, could, you know, heavy self-doubt and stuff like that. But I don't think it is. I think it's somebody else. Let's just get another, if we can get a clarifier of sorts on the King of Swords, because that was looking really good up until that point. Excuse me. Two of Pentacles in the reverse position. This is about breaking some kind of karmic cycle. Okay, so if it's resonating with love, unfortunately, I think that this might be a false divine, or you've ended up with an arc. Okay, and you've been telling yourself that they're an emperor and they're not. Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one because up until that that King of Swords came out, I want to say that I'd say go with it, because the other way we can go with the Empress is back into that people pleasing. I don't think it is. I think the challenge with the Two of Swords is realizing that you've got somebody who's a King of Swords in your energy. Again, it doesn't have to be love. It could be a friend, it could be a business partner, something along those lines, and you're like, oh, this is the emperor to my Empress, and actually they're not. So how do we, because I was going to say I'm not really worried, but you know, King of Swords in the reverse isn't not very nice. It could be somebody revealing themselves as such, I suppose. So yeah, I mean, once you go into divine feminine energy anyway, there's not an awful lot to worry about, because you start to kind of, like, say, you know, your worth and value, and if that behaviour starts showing, you're done, you're out, you're not doing it anymore. How do we speed this up? Well, you know, like I say, it might be a case that you might need to get a bit of support along the way. It looks like you're going to pick it. I just wish, for the love of God, I could remember what the outcome card was in the last spread. And I'm sure that all of you are kind of sat there screaming and shouting. It was da-da-da-da-da, and I can't bloody remember. Put it in the comments. It'll boost the post up. So yeah, there you go. If you want a fully loaded reading, they are available. £50, priority same day guaranteed recorded. You find them in my link tree. You can find it on my bio. So yeah, good luck with that. You know, I think you're going to be okay, but it's just going to be a bit of a longer path than I think what you're expecting. So thank you again. Ta-ta for now.